Stop being so fucking caught up in this over analysis of whatever you want to achieve, my nigga. It's okay to learn before you get into something, before you start to try to solve problems or solve things related to whatever you want to achieve. It's okay to learn how to, let's say you want to do YouTube, my nigga. It's okay to learn how to make thumbnails. It's okay to learn how to edit decently. It's okay to learn going into this shit, right? But, my nigga, it's also better for your ass to really just, as you motherfucking posting them fucking videos, nigga, to just learn as you go. Learn, okay, this ain't working. This not gonna work. Instead of you just fucking being caught up in, oh my God, I forgot to do this. Oh, somebody told me to do this. Oh, my video's not gonna blow if I don't do this. It's gonna fail. It's gonna fail if I don't do this. Meanwhile, nigga, you got niggas who are literally putting in, who are just making their videos and learning learning the algorithm, learning everything about the algorithm, learning how to grow, learning all these things as they're actually doing. They're not just over analyzing, my nigga. And what sparked this video is, my nigga, I was at work, my nigga, and I was talking to my manager or whatever, talking to my mentor, manager, whatever you want to call him, right? And I asked him, like, bro, how do, like, cause like, I'm an engineer, right? I'm an engineering major, right? And I was asking this nigga, like, how the fuck do you get good with your fucking hands? Because I always had a problem with making mistakes, my nigga. Like, I don't like making mistakes, and that's a negative trait, bro. That's a negative trait. If you don't like making mistakes, that's a negative trait, and you need to try your best to get the fuck out of that shit. And as I've been growing as a person, growing as a man, nigga, yeah, I've been figuring out that mistakes are necessary to be great, my nigga. So I was talking to my manager, right, and I was asking him so and so on how do I get my physical skills right, my nigga. And he said, like, bro, the best way for you to get better at your physical skills, your applied skills, right, is to literally just do it until it becomes fucking second nature, my nigga. And I asked him, like, bro, but I be so scared to make mistakes. I be so scared to fuck up the equipment or whatever the fuck. He said, bro, like, it's okay to make those mistakes, right? Because once you make those mistakes, you're not gonna make it again. Once you live that experience, right? If you're a smart nigga, you're not gonna make that mistake again. Once you live that experience, once you've figured out what you did wrong, what went wrong, it makes it so, okay, that's not gonna happen again. So now I move on to the next step. Now this step is easy because I know what the fuck I did wrong, right? And that's the best way that you're going to be able to achieve your goal as well, nigga. Is to literally put yourself in the goddamn water with the circling sharks, my nigga, and just try to figure it out. How the fuck am I gonna get out of this fucking this little section of the ocean with motherfucking sharks circling around me, my nigga? How the fuck am I gonna get out of that bitch? You know what I'm saying? What? How am I supposed to get out? That's the beauty of this shit. That's the beauty of fucking life in general, my nigga. You figuring out a way to get out that pool of fucking sharks circling around you, my nigga. And just getting after it, bro. Getting after it, not being afraid of the mishaps. Okay, if this mishap happened, nigga, okay, I know now that this leads to this. Or if I don't do this correctly, boom. Instead of you just trying to figure out ways to avoid this mistake, ways around this mistake. Sometimes the best fucking teacher is experience, my nigga. And you just gotta experience it. And also, if you caught up, this is my last point, if you caught up in mistakes, my nigga, if you caught up in mistakes like me, I'm very caught up in my mistakes, right? If you get caught up in your mistakes and you start focusing on your mistakes, right, you're going to make more mistakes, or you're not going to be able to be focused on on the work that's right in front of you. If you're focused on, like, for example, my nigga, I ain't gonna lie, nigga, we had a snake in office, right? We had a snake in office. Today. We in the middle of fucking nowhere in the wildlife shit. I work for a government contractor, right? Boom, whatever. But so there was a fucking snake in the motherfucking office, right? But like, well, I'm using this analogy, right? Because, well, not this analogy, but I'm using this situation to bring light to this, right? So if you're focused on, so the snake was in the office, we got the snake up out that motherfucker, right? But I'm working in that area, right? And because my nigga, this is my first time ever seeing a fucking snake outside of a fucking cage, my nigga. I'm looking at my feet. I'm looking down at my feet. I'm just focusing on my feet the whole fucking time. But I'm still doing my work. But I can't do my work at its highest capacity because of fucking because of this fucking snake, right? I'm looking at the ground and shit. You know what I'm saying? And even me with basketball, my nigga, like in basketball, they tell your ass you gotta have a you gotta have like a forgetful mind or something. It's like some shit like that. You gotta be able to forget that play, or forget the previous play, right? And that takes you a long way, because if you're constantly focused on that mistake, right, it's going to affect your performance because you're going to be scared to make that mistake again. So the best way for you to best way around fucking mistakes is to make the mistake itself and leaving it alone. Leaving the mistake alone and just understand that mistakes are going to happen on my road to success. Mistakes are going to happen. I'm going to make more mistakes than I am going to have successes. That's the best way to fucking learn. You got to make these mistakes. You got to make these mistakes. You got to have these little failures, and it will lead to great glory and success. Nobody's ever done anything first try. It took some constant practice, constant work. Okay, this didn't work. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Oh, this didn't work. Okay, shit, we gonna detour to the right. This shit didn't work. Oh shit, let's go more to the left, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what this shit is about. You gotta be willing to make mistakes. I love y'all boys.